All right, so we got this question for a real situation problem for a quadratic equation, and we get this word problem here. A company is installing a swimming pool in a customer's backyard. In order for the pool to fit in the yard, the area must be 195 square feet, and the width of the pool must be 2 feet shorter than the length. What should be the width of the pool be? So that has to do with if you can see, like we're talking about installing a swimming pool backyard, right? And we have an area and the width and the length. So we're talking about rectangle, right? So we're talking about rectangle here, right? And we have the area, which is 185. So the area is going to be right here. That's going to be 185. So the area here is 195, right, square feet, right, square feet. And we have the length. We don't have the length and the width, but we have something that that the width here of the pool must be 2 feet shorter than the length, right? So the width of the pool must be 2 feet shorter than the width. So we have kind of a relation between the width and the length, right? So the width here, which is W, equals L, the length, minus 2. Now, just to remind you here, just to keep in mind that that the area of a rectangle, now again, this is going to be the length right here, that's the length, and this is going to be the width. And we know that the area of rectangle is a length times width, right? So, and we have the area, which is 195, which is 195 square feet. So this is 195 square feet. And we don't have the length, so we don't have L. We don't have it. But do we have width? Yes, we have the width, which is L minus 2. So it's going to be L times L minus 2. Right? It's going to be L minus 2. Right? So the idea is, the question is, what is the value of the width of the pool? So we can find L because we have only one variable to look for, right? So we're gonna continue here. Let's write it this way, like it's gonna be like so 195, and here we know that we're gonna distribute L with L and L with 2. So that's gonna be 195 equals L squared minus 2L, right? Well, we can bring 195 to the right, or we can subtract 195 from both sides. So it's going to be 0. It's going to be 0. All right, so it's going to be 0 equals L squared minus 2L minus 195, right? Again, we can subtract 195 here, like minus 195, and also here we can subtract 95. So that's going to be gone. We're going to get 0. Well, we can write it this way. We can write it like, we can switch it to the left. We can switch the whole equation to the left. That would make it easy for us. It'll be like L squared minus 2L minus 195 equals 0, right? Well, here we have kind of quadratic equation. We can use factoring here. So we can have like two parentheses. So we can have two parentheses, and we're going to solve for L. So we're going to have L and L. And since A, which is the coefficient of L squared, is 1, right? So we can use the value that we need to find two values, like, whose product, right? Whose product is negative 195, and whose sum is going to be negative 2. So the only way to find like two values whose product is 195 is to find prime factorization of 195. It's going to be hard for us, to find the two values, and we need to add them up to get negative 2. So we need to find the prime factorization of 195. So we know that 195. So we know that 195. Right? We can divide it by 3, by the way. We can divide it by 3, and we're going to find 65. So 195 is 65 times 3. And we know that 65 also, it's going to be 13 times 5, right? And we have here, so 195 is 13 times 5 times 3. And that's going to help us because if we get 13 times 5 times 3, we have 15 here. That's going to be 13 times 15 here, right? And the difference between 13 and 15 is 2, which is exactly what we're going to need here, right? So now we can play with the sign. So we can have like 15 as negative. So now we have like negative 15 times 13 will be negative 195. And if you add 15, negative 15 to 13, we're going to get negative 2. So the numbers will be negative 15 and positive 13. So the numbers will be negative 13 and negative 15, sorry. So it's going to be negative, so negative 15, right? And positive 13. And we can find the value of L. So L here, minus 15 will be 0, or L plus 13 equals 0. So we have like L equals 15. So we get like L equals 15, right? Or L equals negative 13. Now, since we're talking about the length, right? The length is distance, must be positive. So we're going to cancel this answer. And the length will be 15. But we're looking for the width here. So we know that the relation, that the width is going to be the width, right? So the width, it's going to be L minus 2, right? And we found the length, which is going to be 15, right? Minus 2, and the answer will be 13 feet. So the answer will be 13 feet right here.